Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a dark tunnel with no end in sight? That feeling, that sense of despair, is something that many people across the globe experience on a daily basis. It's like a shadow that follows you, a weight that pulls you down, a cloud that blurs your vision. This is the reality of those who battle with anxiety and depression. Anxiety and depression are not just mere emotions. They are complex mental health disorders that affect our thoughts, behaviors, and overall sense of well-being. They sneak up on you like a thief in the night, robbing you of joy, peace, and the ability to live your life to the fullest. Anxiety, in its essence, is an overwhelming sense of worry and fear. It's like being in a state of constant apprehension, always waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's expecting the worst, even when there's no real threat. It's a racing heart, sweaty palms, a mind full of what-ifs. Depression, on the other hand, is a profound sadness that seeps into every aspect of your life. It's a feeling of emptiness, a lack of interest in things that once brought joy. It's a persistent feeling of being tired yet unable to find rest. It's a sense of worthlessness, a belief that nothing will ever get better. The World Health Organization estimates that over 300 million people worldwide are affected by depression, and even more by anxiety. These numbers are not just statistics, they represent real people with real struggles. They are our friends, our family, our colleagues, our neighbors. Understanding anxiety and depression is crucial. It's not about labeling or stigmatizing, but about acknowledging their existence and their impact. It's about creating a dialogue, breaking the silence, and fostering a culture of compassion and support. The intricacy of the mind is vast, and so is the journey to understand it. But remember, every journey begins with a single step. And in this journey, that first step is understanding. Remember, understanding is the first step towards overcoming. Anxiety, a term we often use, but do we know what it truly means? At its core, anxiety can be seen as a natural response to stress. It's that feeling of unease, such as worry or fear, that can be mild or severe. Everyone has feelings of anxiety at some point in their life. Perhaps it's the butterflies in your stomach before a big presentation, the fear of meeting new people, or the dread of a daunting task. However, when these feelings last for long periods of time and affect our daily lives, it may be something more than just mere stress. Anxiety disorders vary from person to person, but revolve around a central theme of excessive fear and anxiety. This can manifest in several forms, including generalized anxiety disorder, characterized by chronic anxiety, exaggerated worry and tension; panic disorder, marked by sudden attacks of terror, usually accompanied by a pounding heart, sweatiness, or feelings of weakness; and social anxiety disorder, where everyday interactions cause significant anxiety, fear, and self-consciousness. These disorders often come with a host of symptoms, some of which may not seem connected to anxiety at first glance. These can range from feelings of panic, fear, and unease, problems sleeping, not being able to stay calm and still, cold, sweaty, numb, or tingling hands or feet, shortness of breath, heart palpitations, to dry mouth, nausea, tense muscles, and dizziness. So, what causes anxiety? It's not entirely clear. Like many other mental health conditions, anxiety disorders seem to be a result of a combination of biological, psychological, and other individual factors. How we react to stress may be influenced by the inherited traits, the environment, our brain chemistry, and life experiences. In the end, it's crucial to remember that anxiety is not just feeling nervous. It's a complex condition with a wide range of symptoms that can affect every aspect of a person's life. It's a battle within oneself, a silent struggle that many face every day. Anxiety is not just feeling nervous, it's a battle within oneself. Depression, a shadow that follows silently, but what is it really? Depression, often misunderstood and mislabeled as mere sadness, is a complex mental health disorder that affects us in profound ways. It's a shroud that clouds our thoughts, drains our energy, and paints our world in shades of gray. Depression is more than just an occasional feeling of sadness. It's a persistent sense of gloom that pervades every aspect of our lives. It's waking up each day with a heavy heart and going to sleep each night with a mind full of worry. It's a constant battle with feelings of worthlessness, hopelessness, and despair. But depression isn't one size fits all. There are several types, each with its unique set of symptoms and triggers. Major depressive disorder, for instance, is characterized by severe symptoms that interfere with one's ability to work, sleep, study, eat, and enjoy life. Persistent depressive disorder, on the other hand, involves long-term chronic symptoms that may not be as disabling, but prevent one from functioning normally or feeling well. Depression can also manifest in more specific forms like postpartum depression, which affects women after childbirth, or seasonal affective disorder that typically sets in during the winter months. So, what causes depression? It's a tangled web of factors, and no two cases are alike. It could be a combination of genetic, biological, environmental, and psychological factors. It could be a stressful life event, like the loss of a loved one, a breakup, or a job loss. It could be a result of underlying health conditions or certain medications. The risk factors are varied and complex, just like depression itself. But one thing is clear: depression is not a sign of weakness or a character flaw. It's not something one can simply snap out of. It's an illness that requires understanding, compassion, and professional treatment. Depression is a journey through a dark tunnel, but it's important to remember that every tunnel has an end, and every storm, a rainbow. Depression is more than just feeling sad, it's a continuous struggle. Scene script. Anxiety may seem like a giant, but every giant can be defeated. Picture yourself standing in front of a towering mountain. It's daunting, isn't it? But remember, even the tallest peaks can be scaled, one step at a time. Anxiety, much like that mountain, can seem insurmountable at first. However, with the right tools and strategies, it can be managed and overcome. Firstly, one of the most effective ways to tackle anxiety is through therapy. Cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT, is particularly beneficial. It helps you identify and challenge thought patterns that lead to anxiety, replacing them with more positive and realistic thoughts. Picture yourself learning to navigate a map of your thoughts and feelings, discovering new paths away from anxiety. Another key tool in the battle against anxiety is medication. Now, before you recoil, understand that medication isn't always a permanent solution, but a temporary aid. Think of it as a life vest, keeping you afloat as you learn to swim in the sea of your emotions. Then there are lifestyle changes. These might seem minor, but can have a significant impact. Regular exercise can be a powerful anxiety reducer. Imagine it as a release valve letting out stored tension. A balanced diet can also help stabilize your mood, like a well-tuned engine running smoothly. And let's not forget the importance of a good night's sleep. Picture it as a soothing balm, healing the wear and tear of the day's stresses. Anxiety is also often linked with overthinking and worry about future events. Mindfulness and meditation can be beneficial here, teaching you to stay focused on the present rather than getting lost in the what-ifs. Lastly, remember the importance of social connections. Never underestimate the healing power of a good chat with a friend or loved one. They're your cheerleaders, supporting you as you face your giant. Remember, overcoming anxiety is a journey, not a race. It's about progress, not perfection. So take it one day at a time, one step at a time. You have the strength to tackle this mountain. You are more powerful than your anxiety. Depression may feel like a dark cloud, but every cloud has a silver lining. Depression, a word that carries a weight so heavy, it can feel like a constant struggle to keep your head above water. But let's remember, in every battle, there are strategies, and in this fight, you're not alone. The first step in conquering this adversary is acknowledging its presence. It's okay to not feel okay. Acceptance is the first step on the path to recovery. Once we've acknowledged the battle, it's time to call in the troops. Therapy is a powerful ally in the fight against depression. Therapists are like navigators, guiding us through the murky waters of our minds, helping us understand and process our emotions. They provide tools and techniques that can help us cope and ultimately heal. Medication, too, can be a vital part of the arsenal. Antidepressants aren't a one-size-fits-all solution, but they can provide relief for some individuals, helping to restore the chemical balance in the brain. It's important to remember that medication should always be taken under the supervision of a healthcare professional, and it's just one piece of the puzzle. Healthy life choices also play a significant role. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and adequate sleep can do wonders for our mental well-being. They say that the body is the temple of the mind, and treating it with respect can help fortify our mental defenses. However, perhaps the most crucial weapon in our fight against depression is support. Reach out to friends, family, or a support group. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. You are not a burden. You are not alone. Remember, depression is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign that you've been strong for too long. And it's okay to reach out for a helping hand when you're feeling overwhelmed. It's okay to take a break, to breathe, to heal. Battling depression is not easy, but remember, you are stronger than you think. The journey might seem long and the road might seem tough, but every step you take, every battle you fight, brings you closer to the light at the end of the tunnel. You are brave, you are resilient, you are a warrior.